The main reason we're here this evening is to put pressure on the mayoral candidates for the next election. Boris Johnson in his first term was awful. He got better in his second term. Ken Livingstone was awful in his first term. He got better in his second term. We can't afford the next mayor to be awful in their first term and to be better in their second term. They've got to be brilliant and build on the first steps we've taken in the last year. We want momentum building, not to go backwards. A month ago we sent out our 10 for 2020 challenge to all the mayoral candidates. We got positive replies from all 5 of them. The core top demand is we want 10% of the TfL budget spent on protecting cyclists so our children and our elderly can cycle in safety. At the moment, a derisory 1.4% of the budget is spent on protecting cyclists. Almost every single press release this building behind us puts out talks about cycling, but it's the tiniest bit of money they spend. 1.4%. It's pathetic. It has to be 10% if we want to turn London into the modern, safe, beautiful capital it can be. One candidate said yes and detailed every single way she would fund that 10%. Shan Berry, who I see here, is tonight. Another candidate, Rosalind Redhead, also said 10% yes. However, Sadiq Khan and Zach Goldsmith refused to name a figure. They said yes, we support cycling. They said yes, they support the superhighways. They said yes to lots of other things, but there was loads of caveats. However, we were horrified 2 weeks ago to see both of them tear up the promises they made within weeks of them promising us that cycling and safety on our roads was their top priority. Zach Goldsmith last week said it was unreasonable what the cyclist campaigners were demanding. It is not unreasonable to demand safe streets on our roads. It is not unreasonable for children to go to school safely. It is not unreasonable that we should not accept that 9,000 deaths and families and coffins should be buried every year in London. That's not acceptable, Mr. Goldsmith. The superhighways are not on the wrong roads, Mr. Khan. The problem is that they're not enough on all the rest of the roads. London is building 37 miles of good quality superhighway. Thank you, Mr. Boris Johnson. However, New York is doing 800. Paris is doing hundreds more kilometres. Amsterdam has hundreds of kilometres. London has 11,000 roads. And we're boasting that we've saved 37 kilometres. That's why we're here today to say onwards and upwards. And our 10 steps that we are demanding is 10%, as I said, on the budget. We want an end to blindly driven HGV trucks. We have started positively with 3 mini Hollands for all. Congratulations to Enfield, Kingston and Wootton Forest. The people of those boroughs said 60% yes. Well done, you boroughs. You faced down the naysayers and said we couldn't do it. You are brilliant, and you made a brilliant stand for everybody in London, because now the demand we've got is mini Hollands for all boroughs in London. We need a pan-London, not just bit here, a bit there. Drivers need to know where they are, cyclists need to know where they are, pedestrians we know they are where they are. Pedestrians, we know that the vast amount of killings and serious injuries drop dramatically if we have a 20 mile per hour safe London. And we must have 20 mile per hour pan London. We know almost every single terrible barbaric killing this year has been under the wheels of HGV trucks by pedestrians and cyclists. That means that we must have a radical revolution to our junction design. We must have safe left-hand turns. It is not rocket science. They're starting to do a few. They must be doing them to the wall urgently. We need to end the lethal time pressures on our buses. Drivers top priority must be safety, not delivering on time to deliver profits to their owners. We want beautiful squares in London and pedestrianised streets. We had thrilled that when we met last time in Bank to demand that Bank should be a square, beautiful square in the heart of London for all people, that we are delighted that we now want Oxford Circus, Oxford Street, Trafalgar Square, etc. Beautiful pedestrian and cycling building squares in the heart of our city. We want a place at the top table. It's not acceptable that all the killers, the HGV truck companies, the bus companies, the taxi companies, they all have seats at the board of TfL. We now need a place on the board of TfL for pedestrians and cyclists. We deserve our place at the table because we represent real Londoners across London. Finally, we want a tipper truck ban at rush hour. So thank you for coming today. We know that cycling is actually an amazing gift to London. It facilitates its economy, it facilitates its quality of life, it facilitates its health, it facilitates its joy. And so Stop Killing Cyclists believe that we are here to make a beautiful, joyful city. That's our vision, that's your vision. We can do it. We want it done within 10 years. We must start now. And
thank you very much, Donnachadh.
Does the coldest? No. The coldest
killed. And the reason he was killed is that Westminster Council, in their wisdom, have allowed 6 seconds, I repeat 6 seconds, for someone to cross that road.
Does the coldest? No. The coldest.